What's up, Dr. Kim here. Today I'm going to give you some tips about getting a therapist. At some point in your life, you might be interested in getting a therapist, whether that's for individual, one-on-one, or couples therapy if you guys are having problems, or even family therapy. The first thing that I want you to know is that there are three main factors on whether or not therapy is going to work out well for you. The first one is motivation. So do you already want to be there? Are you motivated for it? The next factor of whether or not therapy is going to go well is how you get along with your therapist. So that means rapport. And the third factor is the intervention that the therapists use. That's less important than your bond with them and your motivation for therapy. So it's actually ideal if you already want to go to therapy and you're not just forced into it, of course, and that you like your therapist, which leads me to my next point. So many people think that they have to take the first therapist that they Google or that their insurance company gives them, but you actually can see multiple therapists and figure out which one you like. I would recommend seeing 2 or 3. Remember, they're interviewing you too. It may or may not be a fit for them as well. You want to see if the therapist is warm, if you guys get along, if their style works for you. Every therapist is trained, but not every therapist is going to be a fit for you. So you want to be able to shop and pick the therapist that actually fits you and your needs. The next thing that I want you to know is even if you don't have insurance, there is something called a sliding scale fee. That just means a cheaper rate. So if you're on a budget and or if you don't have insurance, ask for a sliding scale fee, and some of them have them. Therapists actually specialize in certain areas. So if you're struggling with an eating disorder, you can search for that. If you're struggling with anxiety, you can search for a therapist that specifically treats anxiety. Substance use, mood disorders, same thing. The site that I typically recommend people to go to is called psychologytoday.com. The reason I recommend that one is because you can put in your insurance and you can search for the specialty of the therapist. Therapy can be nerve-wracking at times. It can make us nervous because we're meeting someone new. Just remember, the therapist is in the same position you are. They're meeting someone new as well. Just think of it as getting to know them. And now you have the tips that might help you get through it successfully more easily.